Hey everybody, what is happening? East Daily East, I am back with some more Madden 16 Ultimate Team content. It is Thursday, not a whole lot going on today. They did release the Schefter Star Eric Ebron. I really don't recommend that card though unless you need the style bonuses, but other than that, if you want a budget guy, you're probably still better off getting like a guy like Gary Barnage. Um, but I wanted to get in, talk about Team of the Year stuff. But first, I had somebody ask me a couple questions on the styles. So I do try to accommodate when people ask things if I can. They want to know why it is that I talk about the style bonuses, but when I show my roster, I normally don't have very good styles, and that's simply this: I have a secondary lineup, and why that is because the styles use 12 players. If you add them up both sides, there's 12 players. I went over this last year. I didn't really bring a video out this year for it. But if there's 12 players in the styles, and yet when you're on the field there's only 11, that pretty much tells me all I need to know. I mean, you would either be getting screwed, and there's no way for them to figure that out. How would they work that? One position doesn't count? Like, how would that work? So really what they have to do is in the loading screen your styles are locked in, so whatever you start the game with as your style points, that's where your bonus comes from, and that's it for the rest of the game. It has to be locked in because of the fact that they're using 12 players. So to me, that's just simple math, pretty basic stuff though, but it's not something that everybody seems to catch. A lot of people still go out there saying, oh, I like this player but he has the wrong style. That doesn't matter. When you build your team, build the best team that fits your scheme. The best players that fit your scheme, that's all you should look at. And then what you do is you just simply go and then build up the styles you want at 99. Put your players behind guys that give you boosts. Like, for example, a bronze card of this guy's, because there's the bronze and silver guys, some are boosted up to 12 to 15. So look at muthead.com. Find the guys that give the boost. If you're not familiar with who they are, they have a filter system, really easy to look through. And you can find the guys that give you the bonuses. And you can make Schefter Star cards if you want for that, but there's never a return on that. You can't sell those guys back later. So basically that's that. That's how I do that. I go in at the start of the game, I hit pause, I reorder roster. The only two positions that are sometimes an issue are wide receivers and corners, because you may want the higher end guys at different spots depending on what it is they bring to the table. So you may manually do your wide receivers and you might manually do your corners, for example. But it all can be done in one. Simple, easy to do, and then you're set. The bonuses are believed to be after 90 or 95, I forget which. I always just put mine at 99 anyway, but the bonus is supposed to be +5. I was running a SP before on offense, which gave me catching traffic as that extra bonus on top with the pass accuracies and pass blocking. And now that I have this card here, I've got +2 catching traffic already. I've already got a lot of catching traffic on these guys also. Most of the guys I use have it. So I'm now going to switch here after the break to LP so I can get route running added on. And deep accuracy isn't bad. They both have mid, and everybody can use mid, and most people don't have good deep. So that one should work out for a while now. So that said, I want to get into the Team of the Year stuff. And before I get into the predictions, very fast, guys, the 17th to 20th is around the range last year this came out. I would expect the Team of the Year information to come out next week, and then the cards to be released sometime near the end of the week, perhaps. Maybe Thursday, something along those lines. So that being said, there is going to be a huge market crash coming. So your players that are in that 92, 94 range, and even under, but those guys are going to take a big hit because there's 95 to 97 overall players coming out here really soon. Even if it's only one per position, that day they come out, and soon after there's going to be a major loss on your team. If your team's worth $3 million now, it's probably going to be worth like 2.2 after that stuff drops. So trust me on that. So you've got to kind of go through and figure out. I sold the Brandon Marshall because I figured he's going to get a hit, being a 93 overall card. He's going to take one. And since they got those ultimate bundles out with these signature cards out here, I was able to get Andre for 210, I believe. So I'm making money by making the switch. And if later I want, I can go and pick up Brandon Marshall for a lot cheaper. He'll be down to like 200K before you know it. So that said, let's get into and what I'm also doing here on the line. For example, these guys I'm looking for the 93 MVP. So they're going to drop new cards, and that's when I'm going to buy my 93 MVPs and the guys like that are there. So I'll fill these guys up at a major discounted rate from what you're seeing on the prices even this week. They've been starting to go down, but it's going to take a bigger hit. So let's get on with real fast with just the prediction things. I would expect the quarterback to be Carson Palmer. You're going to get awards from the other guys out there pretty much. I think Brady be one card, but he's already got a higher end card, but really it's just Cam, and Cam's going to win the MVP. So to me, it's Carson Palmer's no brainer. Halfback out there, Adrian Peterson, winning that'd probably be an easy one. It would not surprise me though if Todd Gurley gets a card. It just wouldn't surprise me if they did that, because that other card was beastly, and I think that 88's highest he goes. So I could see possibly him getting that, because I think he would even sell more packs than AP would. But should be AP probably. Out of your receivers, I don't know if they're going to 2 or 3. I think they did 2, but I'm going to go over 3 just in case they go in the 3 route. I mean, obviously the first 2 are pretty simple. If you want to go for the best season, that's easily going to be Julio Jones and Antonio Brown. If you wanted to add a third receiver out there, you can make a case for Odell. You can make a case for DeAndre Hopkins, but I would think that Brandon Marshall would deserve that one myself. So that's part of the reason why I sold him also. But again, I don't even know if they'll make 3. They might just do 2 again. So we'll have to see what happens there. But Brandon Marshall is deserving of another card there. He had a killer year. Tight end position here. 3 guys that I break it down to. You got Delaney Walker, had a really good year. He's a great run blocker. He could get the card. Gary Barnidge, as you see, we get the team of the week one there, the Gary Barnidge. He's had a good enough year. He could deserve a card. Real big early on. He kind of died down the second half, but with all the quarterback stuff going on, not really on him, but he still ended up producing pretty well and great size and all that. But I think the one that most of us are probably looking for is going to be Jordan Reed. Probably should get that card. Don't want to get into the linemen. That's not even worth getting into. We'll see who comes out there. No biggie. Not worth predicting and wasting time on. I would assume J.J. Watt again gets this. This card's an older one. It's been out. The only reason I still have it on my squad is because I want to do the pass rush and run stop dual styles tonight. I have both those over 90 now. So on a different lineup. But I'll run those out and probably sell JJ. Maybe I'll pick up Bookerson. Maybe I'll just wait until the content drops and see what happens at that point. But again, he had a killer year. But he also could end up being possibly an MVP card or something along those lines for the defense, even though, I could see that also. So there might be a reason for him not to get the card just because they might plan on putting another one out. Defensive tackles, I don't really look a lot of those. Aaron Donald had a killer year, so that'd be easy for him to get one of those for sure. On the right end out there, Khalil Mack, I believe they're listing him now as right end. He makes the most sense. He's going to push packs. I could easily see him getting that. But at the same time, if they didn't go that route, maybe Ziggy Ansah gets that. In the corners, again, I don't know if they will run 3 or not, or just 2. I'm going to give you 3 just in case they do that. So coming out, Marcus Peters should be a no-brainer. Another one here people probably wouldn't think or not really going to be popular, but I think deserving is going to be Tremaine Johnson of the Rams. I think he had a good enough year that really he's worthy of getting one of these cards. And then your next one comes down to probably 3 guys I'm looking at. Marcus Williams on Jets had a good year, but all around not as compared. I don't think he really made a lot of tackles, if I remember right. Good on picks and all that. But you've got Josh Norman, everybody's new favorite, right? I could see him getting that one. But if I want to look at guys who haven't had a card in a while, probably Patrick Peterson. His stats don't bear out unless you look at some of those other metrics and stuff like that of completion percentage and QB ratings against him. As far as the interceptions being low and all that is because he's not getting targeted. He's actually become such a shutdown guy that they don't throw to his side. So he's very worthy of that card also. But like I say, I don't know if they're going to run 2 or 3, so we'll have to wait and see on that. On the middle linebacker, Navarro Bowman should get the card. A killer year, just tore it up. But if for some reason he doesn't, I can see him going to Quell Jackson. On the right outside, I think you're going to get Levante David. You're going to get yourself another 4-3 cover linebacker, and he's great at that. Levante's normally a pretty good card. Not super strong, so he sticks more into the 4-3 guy, but I think he's probably the deserving one of that. Over on the other side, you might end up going 3-4 to mix that up, which would probably be Von Miller. He also did get one of these newer cards, so I'm not sure if they go that way, but he did dominate this year, so Von would be a likely choice. And then we go into free safety. I think there's really just 2 guys that I would be looking at would be Reggie Nelson or Kurt Coleman, and if I had to choose between the 2, I'm taking Kurt Coleman myself. So I normally don't get into too much of the prediction stuff here, but I know this is the time of the year. Everyone's looking forward to this content drop. So good luck, guys. Hopefully the auction house works out for you when this all drops. And other than that, man, the games will be limited here as far as this squad, because I'm probably going to hold them off and then build the squad up and then roll them out with the new one. So I'll find some other content to bring it in this time. So other than that, man, we'll see you all later, and check you out.